Good morning YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So today, as you've seen in the thumbnail, I shall be doing a selfie for work. Tasked myself and the guys on my team to basically do a professional setup selfie in kit, clearly whilst I'm in kit. Almost like a corporate headshot, but including trees, environmental background basically, but not necessarily an environmental portrait. So that's why I'm here today. So as you can see in the video, I am amongst the trees, just about to drop my kit off. I've got my tripod next to me. Basically what I'm going to do is set up two lights. One of them is going to be the key light with a softbox, the Godox that I was holding, and the other one will be just a bare flash. And I'm going to try some short lighting and some broad lighting with a two light setup. Now, broad lighting is where the majority of the face, so the face that's facing the key light, the majority of the face within the image is lit, and short lighting is a little bit more cinematic. Not that people don't overuse that word all the time, but you'll see a lot moody lighting. Short lighting is basically where the shadow side of the face will be facing the camera, and it emphasizes the contours of the face, and just has a bit more character, I think, because the highlights are less on the face and the shadow emphasizes the shape of the face, and a bit more moody, I think. So I think I've already thought that I'm going to be doing broad lighting, short lighting, sorry, but I'm going to try both anyway and explain the two within the video. So without further ado, I'm just going to drop my bag off and explain the kit that I've got. So yeah, I'll show you that now. So first things first, I need a wider lens because this 24 is just not wide enough. That's better. So in here, first of all, this is my low pro Whistler 450, but it's not a unboxing, what's in your bag, what's your daily carry sort of video. So this is just what I've got today at the moment. So I have the Godox AD200. You can see that there, but AD200. I've got the flash trigger as well, bulb for softbox because it's a bit better. At the moment it's got the Fresnel, I think it's called, end on there, just normal speed light end, and I'll swap out the bulb end for the selfie, for the softbox rather, and that's what's in there. Got two of those, one of them's in the other side of my bag. Just gonna zip that back up. I have the flash head, so this is what I'm going to attach my softbox onto. It's got Bowen's mount on there, and you basically just clamp it in there. You can get these on Amazon. It's like 12 quid, something like that. And it's also got an umbrella hole in there to grip. I like using this one because it's just really versatile and it pivots quite a bit as well, so that's good. Also got my flash trigger from a Nikon, because I brought my Nikon with me as well, D5, and a 50mm, just in case I need that. Probably won't, but we'll see. You'll see if I take selfies on this or if I take a selfie with this, because I'm going to have to use manual focus for this. And it takes ages, whereas I'll probably just use a Sony. On the other side, I've literally just got another one of those. So with me, I've got two light stands, which I'll go through once I get them out, and the Godox softbox that you saw in the last video, where I talked about the video lighting. And if you didn't see that video, I'll link it up here, and be sure to go check that out, because at the moment it's only got 30 views. So help a brother out, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, cool beans. What I'm going to do now is set it all up, and I'll meet you back there once it's set up. Cool beans. So what you can see at the moment is the framing that I'd like to put myself into. Basically what I've done is I've gone to 100mm or 105mm on the lens because I just want a compressed feel of myself in there. I don't even know what I'm going to look like whilst I'm in here, but I'll probably stand like here. I don't know whether you can see me or not. Maybe you can see me, I don't know. I haven't got a monitor at the moment. So what I've done is I've created leading lines, bit of symmetry with the trees either side. And what I've done, as I'll show you now, is I've placed it so that if I went too much to the right, you'd be able to see the road and the fence on the left hand side. And if I go too much to the left, all of those trees merge together. So what I've tried to do is, if I place it now it's not going to work, is just catch it about there, probably adjust it a bit more, catch it about there with the background, so that you've got the highlights. I don't know if you can see it on, I don't know which tree is which, but it's either this tree or this tree. You can see the highlights, so just creates a little bit of contrast within the scene. That's why I've done that. But with most portrait corporate stuff at the moment, like Facebook for example, or Teams or whatever, is always square crop as well, so that might create some sort of challenge. So I've tried to centrally put myself in there. So what I'm going to do now is just going to set up the lights, and then I'll show you once I get there. So lovely little robins just come say hi, look. Here he is. Hey buddy. Sup. So yeah, came up to say hi on my tripod. So I thought I'd quickly interrupt and let's see what he's doing. He's going to check out my camera gear. Anyway, back to the video. If he comes back out, I'll be sure to show you guys and girls. So yeah, let's get back to it. Nice little bit of fun with that robin there. So anyway, I think, so I've drawn a couple of lines. What I did was I walked towards the camera, filmed myself, checked frame, and then I drew a couple of lines of where I thought I would stand, and then review it afterwards. So I think I'm going to stand here. Obviously I'm going to reframe a bit afterwards, tilt it up a bit I think, but yeah, I think this is good for the composition that I wanted. And then I'm just going to put the key light just off to one side, and then I'll show you in a second once I've got it all set up. So a good thing to do is either get some sandbags, which I don't have, or use your bag and strap it around the back of your main flash stand, just in case it falls over. Okay, what I've essentially got here is the bulb fitment that I was telling you about previously, and basically what it does is it spreads the light evenly outwards within the softbox. If you have the normal, I'm sure it's called a Fresnel, the robin's back, I'm sure it's called a Fresnel, the normal speed light looking thing, if you have that on with a softbox, because these are pretty powerful as well, these AD200s, what will happen is you'll have a hot spot going straight through the softbox, and you don't really want that. You get specular reflections, which is highlights and hot spots within people's skin and stuff like that. So if you can, and you get an AD200, use the bulb attachment. It works much better. Happy days. Okay, and then all I'll do is I'll attach the new X2T attachment that I've got on top of the camera, and what I can do with this is basically adjust, if I can try and put it up there, I can adjust both flashes independently. So what I've done is I've put the key light as B, don't know why I haven't put it as A, it's just always been B, and then the rim light that I'm going to be using that you can't see at the moment is over there, that's going to be on group C, so that I can change them independently. What I don't want is to have the same power flashes on both, because there'll be no contrast then, but I'll explain that once I've set it up. So here is my setup. I have got the Godox Softbox. I've got my stand and bag as a counterweight, and then I've got the AD200 on another stand, obviously, and that's basically on so as you can see there, you might be able to see it's on 64 power, and then this one over here, I can't remember without actually checking on the back, but I think it's on 1/4 of a power. Bear with me. Let's see if you can see it. It's on 1/2 a power. Pardon me, it's on 1/2 power. Yeah, and then basically I've got this one in portrait orientation, so that it basically, let's try and turn you around, it follows along, whereas if it was horizontal orientation, half of it will be missed, and it's not the effect that I was after. So I'll put you back on the tripod so that you're nice and steady and you're not shaking around, and then I will show you my composition. So here we have composition. It's about there, I believe. Yeah, it's about there. And then I basically stood here like this, and I set my camera to interval timer. I did 10 shots, so I did 5 shots this side with the key light on this side, so broad lighting, which will create a little Rembrandt just here, and then this will have a bit of a kicker or a secondary light, and I changed over so that the kicker will be on the back of my head a bit more, and a lot of the light will be hitting just this side, and then the camera's obviously facing the shadow side. It's not as prominent in this situation because the softbox is quite wide over my face, but if it was a bit closer, you'd be able to notice a bit more contours of the face, but you can notice it a little bit. It's just that the softbox wraps around a bit more. Okay, so future Ben Bill here. I am in the studio. I've set up a light just here, and basically I'm just going to go through broad lighting and short lighting, because there might be a bit of confusion, because within these pictures you can't necessarily see the difference. So at the moment I've got it set up so that I'm on broad lighting, so the majority of the light is on the broad side of my face. So if the camera's here and I'm looking at the camera, the majority of the light is in here, and the shadow is obviously on the side furthest away from the camera. You might want to do this for if someone's got a broad face, sorry, a narrow face, and you wanted to make it broader, hence the broad lighting. Or if somebody's hiding an imperfection, for example. If I look like this, if I sit like that, you can see the majority of the face is in here, and if you can, the Rembrandt triangle of light will be furthest away from the camera. So what I'll do now is I'll set the light up for short lighting, and I'll meet you back here once the equipment's in place. Okay, so back here, and this is short lighting. I've got my softbox off at a different angle now, and it's facing across me, but it's on the side furthest away from you. So shadow side is obviously towards you, and the Rembrandt triangle is closest to you as well. That's a good reference. So you might want to use short lighting to hide any imperfections within the shadows. Also, I think it's a lot more moody having this type of lighting because it's shadow side first. Bit more, not sinister, but as I said, a bit more moody, bit more emphasis on the character. I think depends on what type of mood you're going for. But one thing to look out for is obviously deep in shadows. You could use a reflector to fill it in a little bit. So just for all intents and purposes, I have some paper here. So if I just there you go, look, if I just hold the paper up, you can see that it's reflecting onto my face, just not evening it out, but filling some of it in. And obviously, depending on the conditions, you could use a second light like I did in my previous lighting video that I'll link up there. So yeah, pretty much it. That is short lighting and broad lighting. And so yeah, let's go back to the woods and meet past Benville as opposed to future Benville. Meet you there. So that is my kit, and obviously you've just seen the photos. So that concludes my video of taking a work/corporate portrait. Hope you enjoyed this one. Comment below if you enjoyed it, what you'd like to see more on some other videos, reference flash lighting, flash modifiers and stuff like that. And then don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Follow me on Instagram on BB Digital Arts, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you very much.